Hey friends, Jay, Travel by Jay. I'm here with my beautiful co-host for our 25th episode of Between Departures.
Yay.
Yes,
Between departures.
yes, Between Departures. And
Yes.
again, I'm Jay, your host with my beautiful co-host and the recently crowned for Birthday Queen celebrating one month, beautiful wife Soraya.
Thank you very much.
And we're here
We do
with this
celebrate
week.
all month long.
Yes, all month long. Thank God, I got some decent stock that I can get a couple extra pennies.
You're funny.
Yeah, right? I mean, you're always good. I
You
mean,
really
shoot,
do go out of your way to celebrate me, and I
I
love you for that.
do. You know what? Usually this time of year we're traveling because
We
your birthday
are.
was a
It
couple
is.
days ago, but we're in town. Hey, long as we're together, we hang out.
Wait. That doesn't mean we're not traveling.
Wait,
That just means we weren't traveling on my birthday.
Yeah.
You still didn't
I
skimp
guess.
out on
I
the
did.
experience.
No. I guess we didn't. So we'll be taking off, and we're going to be doing our episodes from a few places far, far away.
We're going to be taking this show on the road,
the road. We're going to the Far East, folks. The Far East. And I'm not talking about the beaches of Florida, folks. I'm not talking about the beaches of Florida.
We're already
here.
East as we can be in Florida.
You get wet if you go any more further. So, one thing I know we're going to be gone for an extended period of time. And, I mean, a little bit, whether it's 3 days or 3 weeks, which we're going to be gone. It's going to be great. And one thing I always kind of talk to people about is generally talk about making sure that you have travel insurance, right? We always want to make sure that everybody's covered for trip interruptions or something happens. Look at what's going on now with the airports, the TSA shut down. You imagine being stuck somewhere trying to get home and you're continuing to be delayed. Imagine the crazy stuff, weather, huh?
And you can't get home.
And
I suppose if you're in Hawaii, it's okay.
Yeah. But still going to incur extra expenses that you might not have planned on.
Exactly.
What do you do in those events? So that's why we encourage the travel insurance.
Right.
So there's and I know what if you get sick?
What if you get sick?
I mean,
don't you have your health insurance?
You do have your health insurance while you're in the United States.
Oh.
But the travel insurance generally covers, for a small amount, and it's maybe some immediate medical stuff.
Right.
But what if you're on a world cruise and something happens? What if
I would like to find out. Can you take
exactly?
Me to that
I'm
world
not
cruise?
talking about just going to the doctor for Imodium AD either, right? But what if you're traveling like we're gonna be doing? We're gonna be hitting up 3 countries. I mean, it's not like we're expected to be gone this week and back next week, and it's a quick hit or miss.
Well, I mean, when you're sick, you're sick. And it doesn't matter if you're gone 3 days or if you're gone 3 weeks. When you need medical attention, you need medical attention. And that's why there is...
What do? You have the travel medical insurance.
Right.
But most people say, well, I got healthcare insurance. Your healthcare insurance generally
in the United States
only works
continental.
in the United States. Hawaii is the exception, in Alaska.
Yeah.
But territories, chances are, I don't know, you would have to look at your carrier and see.
Yeah.
But
there's still sort of limited, coverage in most instances. I would imagine that, if you are out of like your area, anything that you get done would be out of network.
Yeah.
So travel medical insurance is actually the right way to go, because you never know when Montezuma's revenge will come for you.
So I will say this, I'll go back real quick, but travel insurance, your regular travel insurance may have only a small emergency component.
Yeah.
And that would be, I don't know, car accident, I fell down, I broke my leg, I got something major, and it may give you that immediate coverage. However, it's going to be very, very minuscule because travel insurance covers so much of your trip.
Yeah.
that, the medical portion is something that they actually kind of added in.
Yes. And
But,
again, just small limits and
right.
small coverage. So,
So, if you have somebody, what if you have, you know, I don't know. What if you
oh,
get sick at a doc, you get sick, and like you said, you get the Montezuma's revenge or something
I
major like that, or a
mean,
stomach bug that not necessarily may rise to that I need to be evacuated and get back to the United States.
well, I mean,
Then,
depends because,
yeah,
so some Montezuma's revenge can be real.
yeah, we called that
You
an
know,
all-out war at that time,
exactly.
but it's
I
not a
mean,
revenge.
again, medical insurance traditionally, the travel medical insurance traditionally has broader coverage and higher limits. So it may cover a little bit more on I believe the terminology is called repatriation. So that's when you get evacuated either to your, original point or um, someplace else that you can receive at least, the medical help you need.
I mean, yeah, those are
Yeah.
like your extreme costs
Yeah.
where you're in an accident or God forbid you have a heart attack or a stroke or something that's major that you need to go back. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about just your simple things. You run a fever and if you run a fever, you get a major cold. I don't know, something that we would normally maybe have to go to urgent care or maybe need some type of attention that where
Suppose
maybe you may be down for a couple days
Yeah.
versus ending your whole trip.
Right.
I mean, and you're somewhere crazy. I mean, you're just somewhere where the medical system,
You don't go to the medicine man.
you go to the medical man, you go to the man in the hut, you got to get those old Southern concoctions, folks.
That's
Don't
it.
drink it, drink the
Hey,
tea,
never underestimate the
Um,
power of good moonshine.
yeah, let's find some moonshine equivalent or make your own version of a hot toddy. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
I mean,
That's
but
it.
but when you're out doing it, I mean, so why should I even look at travel medical
Well,
insurance?
I
Because
mean,
my travel agent never told me about that.
yeah.
Um,
No, I mean, and again, I guess the way we need to look at the information is the fact that travel insurance is designed to protect the financial investment of the trip. So, flights, hotels, tours, cruises, all that kind of stuff. And then travel medical insurance is designed to protect the traveler's health and medical expenses while outside of their home country. So there is a difference. One is for your financial investment in the trip, and one is for you.
for your disruption, anything that's going to cost you money, and we know that going, seeing a doctor is going to cost you money.
Mm-hmm.
However, one of the good things about it is when you have some of these plans, there's a couple travel medical insurances out here
Mm-hmm.
have different coverages.
Policies,
I,
yeah.
I mean, you can have, from a $0 deductible to a $500
Mm-hmm.
deductible. You can have coverage up to $1 million in some aspects.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would tell people, if you have
Mm-hmm.
a pre-existing condition, something that
Well, you
you,
gotta definitely check
I know,
to make
and
sure that covers it.
check with your doctor to make sure you go. But some of the travel medical insurance do not cover pre-existing,
Yeah.
meaning it's only going to cover any type of new injury or new illnesses that come
Right.
up. But there's a lot. There's a couple companies that I kind of did my homework on that they do cover your pre-existing,
Exactly.
and you have to let them know.
Yeah.
That way, if whatever your illness is, whatever you have, or you're dealing with, anything that stems from that will be covered.
Correct.
And the cool part about it is when we travel overseas, there may be English speaking countries
Mm-hmm.
or things for us, but what if you're in a place that you
Don't
typically don't speak the language? But the beautiful thing about the
Mm-hmm.
travel and about the medical insurance is they have predetermined networks where they have these English speaking doctors, that can communicate with you and they will cater to you, but it's in their covered or in their network per se. Because you can go to, we're going to Japan and they may have in this network, they'll have some English speaking doctors. So if something happens, I go to the doctor's office, I can communicate, but they're predetermined, because, health is worldwide, travel worldwide. So they've created these networks for you that you'll go, no matter where you go, you won't have an issue. As far as communication, and they know they're going to get paid and they're going to get you back on your feet in a couple of days or whatever you need. But at the extreme that you will be able to get back to the United States to where your normal health care can kick in and then your coverage, and then, you can receive that care that you are because you're back in your country. I mean, that's crazy, but yeah, that's what actually happens there.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would be some triggers that would make you use one or the other? So travel insurance would be activated when?
So I think it will be activated, say, if you have, like I said, an illness.
Travel insurance?
Travel insurance. So,
yeah.
So travel.
I'm confusing you.
You're confusing me. You're using the travel word. So when it comes, because the travel insurance doesn't have a medical component, but it's only in case of an emergency. Slight. But travel insurance kicks in when you have, hey, I'm on a long layover, something happens. Hey, my flight's delayed. Hey, they lost my luggage. Anything that's going to cost me a financial burden due to the itinerary of my travels. That's what that kind of.
So anything that has to do with the weather or airline canceling flights, or if you have an illness before departure.
Right.
So that's where travel insurance would be covering your financial investment of your
correct
of your trip.
Yeah.
Now, and I would imagine then that the travel medical insurance would be triggered when the traveler actually needs medical attention, right? During the trip.
Correct.
So if they have an accident or an illness, or hospitalization,
or need to go into the hospital for a couple of days or receive any type of medical treatment, that is where that comes in. So, which is, just understanding the difference, because now more than ever, these both of them come into play.
Right.
Both come into play to where we need to really consider both, and basically it's based on your health.
Right.
So now, when people say I have travel insurance, you may have a medical component, but you have travel medical insurance, you don't have a financial component for your trip interruptions. Right. So one goes with the other, but the other one does not include one.
So now, if you want broader coverage and higher limits, then you would have to get a travel medical policy on its own.
Correct.
And I know my niece Rebecca did this when she came from New Zealand to here to spend a few months with us. And I know that Silas actually did end up using the medical.
Their version of the medical from New Zealand.
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely.
So again, I think talking to your travel advisor about which policy best benefits you would be a great start. Taking into consideration things like how long you're going to be gone, where in the world you're going to, then it would behoove you to look into either just a travel insurance, and then you can deal with just a slight medical coverage that's there, or if you would be better off getting a separate medical policy.
And those are conversations that I would tell you, me as your travel concierge, I'm not going to come to you and speak with you per se about the travel medical insurance directly. I don't know if you have something, or you may want to deal with it, or you may want to share it or not. But
Right.
I think I am going to just kind of bring it up from now on moving forward, just in a little conversation, because I don't want to people feel like I'm getting into your business in that sense, but I still want to make sure you're protected. But for those who are traveling and those who are
Right.
skeptical about traveling because they do have some things that could arise medically, rest assured there are ways
Hmm.
that you can go and be protected and get that medical treatment. Like I
Right.
did before, I was telling people, hey, you could travel if you have certain medical conditions from dialysis down to,
Hmm.
autism, where we could actually sit there and protect your travel and ensure that you're okay. But just know that physically,
Yeah,
there
meet
is
certain requirements.
there's
Yeah.
things that you could do to protect yourself or your family members, your loved
Hmm.
ones
Yeah.
while you're traveling,
Right.
so you can enjoy vacation. And it's just again another layer of security.
Right. So one other way of looking at it is when you would consider the travel insurance, which usually those would be best for things like short vacations, cruises, um, expensive international trips, or prepaid travel packages, um, so that you are protecting again that investment. And again, there is a small component of medical insurance there. But when you're looking at a travel medical insurance, now, if you're going to be gone for, longer than a week, or if you have some medical condition that, you don't want any flare ups, or you don't want, anything else, anything to happen and just kick your medical coverage into high gear. Um, Travelers whose domestic health insurance doesn't cover them abroad would also be a great reason to be able to get this policy. Um, Again, I did it with my mom as well when my mom went to Spain, and it was during, those COVID, after COVID happened. I actually got her a policy that would cover if she had COVID-19 or if she had any issues with her heart, because that's her pre existing condition. It was not that expensive, to be honest with you. It was only like $273. She was going to be there for a month. And, and again, it covered her pre existing condition, as well as because at the time, a lot of policies were kind of tricky about the COVID-19 thing.
Mhm.
So,
So I know I can't per se give you
mm,
a specific number because there's so many things that depends on it.
right,
It depends on your
right.
age. It depends on where you're traveling, time you're gone. But I know on average, because I looked in medical insurance for us and the folks that are going with us on this next trip, it's about between $5 and $6 a day
Yeah,
for
it's a no-brainer.
coverage, and absolutely,
It's a no-brainer.
and I just give you a quick example for the both of us traveling for 3 weeks.
Mm,
The both of us was only $240, and that was for,
yeah.
believe it or not, that was for $1 million coverage.
I mean, and
So,
again,
I
it's
mean,
just
for a
something
million
that makes
dollar
sense.
coverage and a $500,000 for emergency evacuation, if we had to get medevaced or by helicopter, and we all know that's the most
Hmm.
expensive
Yeah.
things. It's generally about $45,000 a trip or to $100,000 a trip, depending on where you
Kind of an
are.
expensive
It's
excursion,
kind of
huh?
an expensive excursion, you know what I mean? That what your regular travel insurance that you pay $39 for is not going to cover it.
No.
It's going to say, here's your $50,000 for emergency medical,
Yeah.
and it's done. The rest is on you.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but some places allow, may not, you know, utilize their emergency things for helicopters or things like that unless you show proof that you can pay it, because
Oh,
they're not
wow.
going to do that.
Wait,
Um,
before you get in here, I know you're dying, but you need to show us like how you're going to pay for this.
Unfortunately, yeah. If you're on a cruise ship, you're somewhere
Yeah.
before they would actually have a helicopter come out. Um, you're gonna have to show proof. Can you pay for this $70,000 or $80,000.
No deposit.
No deposits and no debit cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
you going places, that's what they do. If not, they're gonna get you medical care, but it's gonna be at the turtle's pace. And I never want to scare anybody, but I do know that there was one case that I remember, and it was probably a decade ago.
He's about to scare you.
That somebody was in a vehicle accident, and unfortunately, they would not transport them back to the United States unless either they paid I can't remember the number, but it was something upwards of $25,000 to $50,000 for medical transport. And unfortunately, that person could not do so, and they unfortunately expired.
Oh,
but that was a case that I constantly remember. And it was just some country that and I don't want to say the country because I don't want to freak people out. I don't want to freak people out.
There's no need.
But I tell you like this: a decade ago, things like this were not as prevalent, and it was not talked about as much. It was more so of, and I think things have changed somewhat in that country since that, because it was a pretty big thing. But
yeah, absolutely. But again, it's just you should be prepared.
Prepared.
You know your health better than anybody else does. And again, for $5 to $6 a day, call it peace of mind insurance.
So I
guess all insurance.
So I have my friends and my clients who like to go climb the mountains, who like to go and do all of these wilderness things. So savages. So I want you guys, and I think I want you guys to really consider adding on a policy for medical. Okay. And
I guess if you're going bungee jumping, you shouldn't be doing it without medical insurance.
And so I'm speaking specific to a few people who are looking, probably there is a annual policy that you could get to cover you for all of your adventures, still for pennies on a day. And you will be covered in case of a medevac or any type of medical thing that you may need. Emergency.
Absolutely.
I know when I go do my expedition in Antarctica, I will be purchasing that, and I will be purchasing in the highest level.
Please do.
To ensure that no matter what, and I know there are components built in, but no matter
cold
what,
plunges.
We don't think we want to do that. There's some things that I just want to be there and take some pictures with the penguins and the ice, and we're here. We're not gonna go. Why would I want to jump in just cold water?
Sub-zero temperature water, right?
I'm already cold. But we don't want to beat this a dead horse, but we really felt that this topic today was something.
No horses were harmed during the recording of this podcast.
No horses were harmed. That is but anyways. But we want to let you know that we felt that this was a great conversation. A good topic. A few things have come up that we felt that this is something that our folks need to know.
Yeah.
And just know when and where that you would need to have this additional coverage.
Absolutely.
So, and if you have any doubts, any questions, give us a call.
Absolutely.
Because we'll be happy to walk you through it and find the best.
Or at least point you into the right direction.
And find the best solution for you and your travel needs for you and your loved ones.
Yeah.
So, I think so. That's it.
No dead horses.
No. So, takeaway from today is understanding travel insurance versus medical travel insurance, when to use it, and what's going to be best for your situation.
Yeah.
And where to get it.
Absolutely.
And how do you get it? Give us a call here and we can help you out even with that component. Okay. So with that in mind, travel safe, travel often, travel by Jay. Bye.